Well, you didn't tell me any of this.
No, you know, I saved it for this. And on the top there's this big body. We can't, where I was sitting, I was so close. So, you can't really get a good view of the spider, but when you go way back, it's just incredible. Really incredible.
So we're seen?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, right now, Karen is out at, in Melbourne in front of a hotel where David Bowie is staying. And she's talking to some of his fans who will do anything to get to see the guy or get his autograph or whatever. So Karen's out there now. Let's see what she's doing.
Thanks, Alex. Well, I guess most fans of David Bowie would have been to one, maybe two of his concerts, but I've got some people here who have been to see a great deal of his concerts. I want to introduce them to you. Sonia, Kinney, Noel, James, and Xavier. How many concerts do you reckon you would have seen?
Around 8. We've got 8. We've seen 6 already.
And I understand a lot of you queued up for the concerts. What happened then?
Well, it was around 10 days. I was the first in Xavier on the Wednesday, through the Monday, and it was Sonia and Kinney.
So you queued up for around about 10 days. What sort of experience was that?
It was really good. We enjoyed it. Got to meet a lot of nice people. It was great.
How did you afford it? Like, did you sleep on the street and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, we slept on the street. It was really cold. Yeah. And hard.
So after all the queuing, what were the, the concert tickets like? The seats, were they good?
Well, they were good, being front row. Only that the stage was very high, but it was still a lot of fun. It was great being there.
Did you find, how high was the stage? I mean, could you see?
Well, it would have been at least 10 foot high, and you could see only when you came to the edge of the stage. But it was still worth being front row. It seemed so close.
Now, I understand you went up to Sydney for the concerts as well. Have you met David Bowie?
Yes, I suppose you could say we have. We waited outside the Seawall townhouse where we were staying for quite a few days when he arrived, and one night he went to a party that they held for just private people, and we waited till 3 o'clock in the morning where he came down, and he was good enough to give us some autographs then, so we were quite privileged, you could say.
I understand you had a bit of a taxi chase through Sydney as well. Xavier?
Yeah, we're at the Seawall Town, at the Sydney Opera House, and we were just there, sightseeing, and we heard that he was there seeing Billy Connolly. So we waited for him to come down, and we saw him come down in the car, and we jumped in the taxi and told him to follow the taxi, follow the Merc. And it stopped at a red light, and we were sitting right beside him, waving to him and everything, and we chased him a bit further. And then we got back to the Seawall Townhouse before he did, and he got out and said hi and walked inside. It was really good.
How do you afford to do this? Like, would it have cost you a great deal of money?
Yeah, probably about 700 each or something, or more maybe. Yeah. But yeah, we've just saved up, and we're not going to have electricity for the next few weeks.
Probably get to get about that. Dedication for you. Look, I understand you've got some souvenirs of autographs and whatnot. Do you want to hold them up for the camera? What have we got here? Oh, an autograph? Right. And what else have we got? There's another Bowie autograph, is it? Yeah. Right. What's this one?
That's where the never failed king failed.
Right. I see. And a photograph?
And a photograph in the ride at the airport.
Now, did you go out to the airport?
Yeah.
How long were you out there for?
10 hours. 8 hours. Over 2 days. The band arrived on Monday, and he came on Tuesday.
So what are you going to do during his stay in Melbourne? Have you got any other plans for meeting him?
Well, it's quite difficult now, really, because the hotel's a bit situated where the seawall was so close and you could see things happening. But it's all luck, really, if you just stay and, yeah, only one can hope and pray. But, yeah, David, come down and see us. Sign it, please.
Okay, look, thanks for talking to us. And a bit later on, we'll be coming back here to talk to Carlos Alomar, who's David Bowie's guitarist. But right now, we'll go back to the factory, and we've got a song. And Sonia, do you want to... Yes, let's go. Hi, I'm me.
And also his guitarist. Let's go to Karen.
Thanks, Alex. I'm down here at the Hilton again. This is Carlos Alomar, who's Bowie's right-hand man. Carlos, thanks for getting up early and coming to talk to us. You've been touring for quite some time with the band now, particularly since March. What do you intend to do after the tour?
Well, I'm going to relax for a little while, and then I've got to produce my wife's album, or actually help her select the songs, and I have to do an album for myself for private music. I just finished one. I have to do another one. I have to do some soundtracks, and I have to produce 2 more bands. So I'll be busy till the middle of the year.
That's quite a few things. You've got a solo album out. It's been out for a little while. Tell us a bit about that.
It's called Dream Generator, and it's an album that I did with a synthesizer guitar. I took my guitar and I plugged it into computers. Then I took 50 synthesizers and plugged those into the computers. Then I played and told the computer what to do with all the synthesizers. And I came out with this album of dream sequences interpreted by the computer.
And a new album that you're working on?
I'm working on material now, kind of concept things, and, see what I come up with.
With all the constant touring, do you find it difficult to, I guess, do you forget what it's like to, be in a family-like situation?
No, not really. Because, basically, I'm a regular guy at home, and I kind of say, sorry, honey, I got to go out and do this job for, a year. I'll be right back. So it's basically just going out and doing the work and then, rushing back home again. So, basically, I keep my family in my head and then just come out here and do this.
Your wife, Robin, what's she up to at the moment?
Well, she finished singing with the Simple Minds. They did a tour for about a year and a half. So now she's doing her own album. So both of us kind of have the same thing happening. She does the touring and I stay home, and then she comes home and then I go out on tour. But we both have the same album situation happening at the same time, which is rather nice. So I'll go home and help her with her album, and then she'll help me with my album, and then probably one of us will probably end up going on the road again, and the other one will end up staying home.
It's a difficult life.
It's pretty easy.
Listen, you've met most of the people that have, been following you around, a lot of your fans. Noel's here, and he'd like to ask you a question, so I might pass you over to him. You want to come in here, Noel?
Carlos, you've been with David now for around 12 years.
Yeah,
15. What is it about him that made you stay with him for such a long time?
What is it about him that makes me stay such a long time? Well, he's a very caring person, and he takes care of me really, really well, And he's just a nice guy. When you meet people and you get on really well and you can become friends, you just stay there for the sake of just being there. I mean, you can't really have that much fun unless your friend is there. And, that's the way I am with David. So, when he goes on the road, it's nice when he turns around and he kind of sees me and he goes, hey, buddy, and I kind of go, hey, buddy, and it feels good. So for that alone, I think that's why I stay with him, because he's my friend.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos, I believe you wanted a souvenir from Melbourne, and we've got something to present. We've got something to present you with. So I'll let the kids do it.
Is it the right size? Road size?
On behalf of the factory and all your fans, I'd like to present this as a token of appreciation for all your hard work.
It's authentic. You see the fit?
It looks fabulous.
Perfect. Thank you.
Carlos, thanks for talking to us. All the best with the tour.
Thank you.